everyone hear that with me over the top? Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, fab. Okay, so we're going to start with some rolls for our shoulders and just loosen up from there. So if you can alternate the roll in your shoulder. Bit of a crunchy shoulder going on this side of the screen. Can we turn the shoulder roll into an arm circle? And I want you to turn your body now. You're going to look behind you and let your upper body rotate, but try and keep your hips still. And then doing the same, but coming forwards. And then doing one up, one down. Bit of coordination. Let's get the brain in gear. And then reversing back in the opposite direction. And we're going to side lean and lift. So sliding one hand down towards the knee and bringing the other arm over. Breathing in as you lean. Breathing out as you lift. And you go a little bit further. Reaching and straightening out through that top arm. And then coming to stand on the one leg. You're going to kick the foot forwards and back. Now as you kick forwards and back, can you keep the rest of your body quite still? Turning your palms up. Little changed, happy days. So pointy toes. Can you get a little bit of height on that leg? And then switching to the other side. So kick forwards and back, keeping your upper body nice and still. And you get a bit more height on that leg. And last couple. And then placing your feet just slightly wider than your hips. Swinging up with the arms and down into a squat. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you lower. Bless you, Damon. Down and back up. Breathe out as you drop. Breathe in as you lift. Sit into it rather than rounding your back. So bend your knees. That's it. Adding in a rise and hold on the tiptoes. So holding here and then drop. And hold at the top and then drop. Reach your fingers when you're holding and drop. Can you get right up onto your tippy toes? So warming up through our calf muscles. We're going to do that twice more. And final one. We're going to stay there and hold. So we're now on tiptoes, opening the arms. On your tiptoes, can you twist your body? Move to the middle and come down, bringing your arms up and then tiptoe again. And we're going to twist the other side and move to the middle. Tiptoe, coming down and then re-tiptoe as we turn the other way. Notice how far around you get. And you take it just that little bit further as you do the same on the other side. And one more time each way. Squeezing the shoulder blades, opening the chest. And final one. Alrighty, and then from here we're going to mobilize our hip by circling the knee inwards and then outwards. So turn your knee in and out, try to get a little bit of height on it. Can you make that movement bigger? And let's release and give that a go on the other side. So rolling the knee in and out. Getting some height on that knee. Oh, hello. Holding optional. Alrighty, let's rest off. So if you can join me down on the mat, we'll do a little bit more warming up for our lower backs. And you bring your knees up and tap down, up. So tuck with your head on the floor for level 1. Level 2, we're going to lift and hold the balance. So the feet are now off the floor when we're holding the balance. We're getting some height and lift on the chest. Breathing out as we roll. The third level, adding a reach with the arms and the legs. And we do that 4 more times. Breathe. And final one. Alrighty, from there, can you come and lay down onto your front? And I want you to slide your hands here down by the side of you. So my thumbs are touching the ground. And I'm going to weight the hip bones down. So sort of feeling the floor with the hip and allowing the lower back to lengthen. We're going to squeeze the glutes a little bit as we lift up just a few inches with the head and the chest. And then come back down. And we're going to slide the thumbs down along the floor as we lift. And the pinky is sort of pointing up towards the fingers, so the fingers are splayed out. Breathing in as we lift, adding some height with the arms to activate the triceps, and then bringing the thumbs back to the floor. So for level 2, adding more lift and height with the arms, squeezing the palms towards each other, and then coming back down. For third level, if we've got a strong, happy back, we're going to squeeze the heels and lift the legs, holding the arms and the legs off the floor now. If you get quite a niggly back and it doesn't feel quite so strong, you might be happier with those first or second levels. Breathing in on the lift, breathing out on the lower. Can we do that 4 more times? Sliding your shoulder blades down your back as you do it. Really sort of opening across your collarbones. So, final one. Let's release off. And then from there, if you can push up onto all fours, and we're going to reach our opposite arm away from our leg and place your hand and knee back down. So we reach away, 2, 3, and then back down. Now you can either stay with that version or just have a little look at what my feet and my knees do. So I'm going to hook my toes under like this, lift the knees off the floor, and then I'm going to attempt it from there. So the knees are now hovered, keeping the knees just off the ground. So choose your level. This one was obviously a little bit tougher to maintain the form. See if you can hold out there for 3, 2, 1, and then back in. Keeping the chest open and the shoulders pulled down. We do that 4 more times. Breathe. And final one each side. So, last one. And then from there, we're going to meet up in our downward dog. So, walking the feet back, lifting the tailbone, pressing the heels towards the floor. Now, if they're nearly on the floor, take your feet back a bit further so they've got somewhere for your calves to stretch. And we're going to flex the toes on one side as we press the heel down. And then let's switch that over the other way. Feeling the stretch down through that calf. And then change again. Pressing down, breathe. And switch. And do it again. And if you can do that twice more, breathe. So final one. And then taking a walk with your feet towards your hands. And if you can come and lay down onto your back. So we'll meet up down on the mat again. Oh, keep going. Jean's arrived. There we are. Okay, so if you can lay down onto your back and slide your fingertips. Hello, Jean. Just starting the core. You might want to do a few warm-up mobilizations. Yeah. Okay, so fingertips in the curve of your back. We're going to pull the belly button muscle in as we either go into Pilates single leg stretch, level 1 down there, or level 2. We'll do it from knees hovered just above your hips. Level 3, we'll do it with straight legs, so the foot is above the hip. And as you're doing it, think about your posture. So shoulders pressed down, chest open, pointing your toes. We're going to flex our feet when we're in and then point the toes on the way out. So get your feet involved. I'm going to do that 4 more times. Breathe. And 1 more each way. So final one. And then if you just pop your hands here on top of your knees and mobilize your hips by circling out and around. Into gravity with your knees as you do it. And then reversing back in the opposite direction. Breathe. Last couple. Final one. And then from there, if you can keep your right knee tucked in, lengthen the other leg down. There we are. And then use your opposite hand to bring your knee across, feeling for the floor with your foot, pressing your knee towards the floor with the hand, and then trailing this arm behind so that the hand is just above your shoulder line. You press your back shoulder down and breathe deeply. Pressing your knee down, breathe into your belly. And 1 more deep breath. Alrighty, let's release and swap the legs. Cuddling the other knee in. Bringing your foot across your body to the floor. Feeling for the floor. Can you get your knee in that direction as well? As you press it down, turn your head towards your back arm. Can you press your back shoulder down? What's stretching as you breathe? Pressing the shoulder down and the knee until you feel that good stretch, breathing into your belly. And 1 more deep breath. Alrighty, let's release. We're going to roll ourselves to the center. And we're going to use this hand under the leg just to rock ourselves up to seated. And we'll place our feet hip width as we take a roll, curling the body down and coming back up. If it's tricky to get up and down, you could use a band under your feet. Level 1 or level 2, we'll do it hands-free like this. 3rd level, we'll do it here with the arms up by the ears. We're going to add in, when we're at the top, a straight leg and a reach forwards. So we're going to come up, rolling down, touch the ground, come up to seated, and then reaching forwards and down. Breathing in as we roll down, breathing out as we lift. And we do that 3 more times. So last couple. And final one. Alrighty, and then at the top, we're going to crisscross through our legs. Or you can take your feet wide if you prefer. And just try and sit up onto your sitting bones. And then elongate through your back. And we're just going to walk our hands around to one side and twist and look behind. I'm going to hold the pose, smile for the camera, deep breath. Keeping lengthened up through your posture. Notice where you feel a bit of pull. And then let's release. And we're going to walk the hands around to the other side. So we've got the fingertips on the floor. Just use your fingertips to nudge your body round till you feel a pull. Looking over your shoulder. Breathe. Lengthening up through the crown of your head. And let's release off. And can you join me up to standing? You'll need some weights next. Have a drink. Now's a good time to top up, especially if you're playing a bit of catch up on the water today. Okay, so find some weights. She says they're back on the shelf. So I want you to think about your posture as you go into your squat. So feet just slightly wider than your hip. Hands bending. We're going to sit into it for 3, 2, 1, and then release. So for level 1, I want you to sit into it and check your knees are sort of aligning towards your smaller toes. The next level, we're going to push the weight forwards from the shoulder. Now, as you sit down into it and extend your arms, is your core staying switched on, or is your back going into a lot of overarch? So try to elongate your lower back, even though you're sort of sitting down into it. If that's good and happy and active, more advanced, we bring the weights up. So the arms are by the ear. We're going to hold for 3, 2, 1, release. 2 more of those if you can. Hold, 3, 2, 1, and release. So final one. You have the hold, 3, 2, 1, and then release. Give your legs a shake, and can you find a stick? So use the stick to monitor posture. Marking the stick just here around the back of the body. We want the knuckles and the lower back together. Then you get hold of your foot, heel touching the buttock. Ideally, if you're not there yet with heel to buttock, you need to work on practicing these more frequently throughout your day. So try not to let your knee sit in front of the other knee. If you've got your heel firmly placed, then we're going to lean the body, aiming the thigh now horizontally as we keep the heel planted on the buttock. Welcome the wobble at this point. Use your eyes, look at something still to steady your mind. More advanced, we're going to add more height on the back leg, rolling the shoulder back. And then can we transition with control and shake a leg and give that a go on the other side. So heel on the buttock, aiming in that direction, knees together. Now use the stick behind. What's your positioning like? Can you lengthen your lower back against your knuckles? Breathe. So once you're there, adding more lean, you can stay with that first level. Your eyes, look at something still. Can we get that back leg now horizontal? Time working at level 3, so we lengthen the back leg, straighten the arm, head, tailbone, and chest still on the stick. We're going to do that again on the other side. So shake a leg, swap the hands, catching hold of the foot, knees together. Heel tucked in. Push your hip bones forwards. Lean. Get some height on that back leg. Use your eyes. Look at something still, hopping optional. A good test of balance, as well as a good old stretch for the quads. Let's shake that out, and we'll do one more the other way. Can we get the knees together? Squeeze the glutes, heel towards the bottom. Use the stick to be upright. And adding that forward lean for level 2. Use your eyes. Clear your thoughts, steady your balance. Adding more lift for more advanced. Breathe. And let's release and give the legs a shake. Okay, we're going to use our stick now to mobilize our shoulders, going back and front. With a little bit of turn out through our toes. As we come to the front, we're going to plie and then go to the back. Go to the front, we're going to plie, pressing the knees open. The next level, we're going to hold the stick overhead as we plie, touch the elbow down one side, the other side, and then we do it again. Choose your level. With your plie, see if you can keep your back upright, different to a squat where we lean. Use your mirror of your screen to help you monitor that. Let your head drop if you're doing the side leans. And last one. Okay, good job. Do you want another drink? Let's keep topped up. It's getting warm in here. Okay, so some more core. We're going to meet in a plank. So you can either do it from your knees or from your toes. So elbows down, wriggle the knees back, first version. And we're going to hover a single leg, holding 2, 3, and then release. We'll do the same on the other side. 2, 3, and release. So try to keep your body weight forward. You can do them like this from your toes, a tougher option. Breathe. And point your toes as you hover. Reach into your big toe. Work your feet. Keep Pressing your shoulder blades down away from your ears and squeeze and make a fist with your hands. We're going to do one more on each side. Should get pretty tough by the end of the set. If it's the right level for you. And then from there, we're going to open the knees and have a sit back into our child pose. Just resting the forehead down. Let your belly hang loose. And then just wriggle your fingers forward slightly. Press your palms down. Press your fingers down. Breathe. Alrighty, and then from there, we're going to move into our side plank position. So as you go to side plank, either do it with your knees in front for first level, or knees further back so that your knee is in line with your chest. Feet are now behind. Squeeze and make a fist with the bottom arm. Holding just for a few seconds and working on the lift here in the waistline. And then lower. And let's do that again. Adding some reach with the arm over the top by the ear if you can. And then lower. Let's do that again. So lifting up. Push the hips up. And locking your shoulder on that bottom arm down away from your ear. If you want to do third level today, we'll do it with a straight leg. Head back. Stack your shoulders and your hips one above the other. Sometimes the top hip will sort of wander off somewhere as you come up into it. We're going to do that 3 more times over this side. And last couple. Breathe. And final one. Alrighty, when you're done, with your shoulders a little roll out, it can feel quite tough in there. We'll give those a little stretch in a sec. So again, knees either in front of your hips for first level or back, so they're flush with your chest, and lock your shoulder blade down so we're stabilizing that joint as we come up, and we want to get that good lift from the waist and then lower. So sweeping the arm, can you get it back by your ear? Breathing in, sweep. Breathing out as you come down. So straight leg for tougher version, level 3. And can we follow the hand with the eye gaze as you come up, head back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Can we do 3 more? Pressing that bottom shoulder down, squeezing the fist. So great for strength conditioning, shoulders, side of the body if we're working on these regularly. So final one. Alrighty, resting off from there. Can you find a stick? We're going to do a bit of stretching for our shoulders. So come back over here. So I'd like you to do this and walk your hands down the stick like that. Can you aim your top elbow up and back? Walk your hands as close together as you can, and then on this shoulder, try to pull the blade back and down, and pull like you're trying to pull the stick apart as you now turn your head and look behind your shoulder. Deep breath. And then release and let your head come to the center. So we'll soften the pull and then re-pull, like you're trying to pull the stick apart as you turn. Look down. Breathe deeply. Notice where you feel the stretch. We're just going to do that one more time. See if you can wriggle your fingers closer together. Aim this elbow back as we turn. Breathe Alrighty, let's release. We swap the arms. So walking the hands towards each other. But notice, how does this side compare to the other side? Sometimes there can be quite a difference. I know that was definitely the case for me when I had a pretty bad frozen shoulder years ago. So if you turn your head, look down over your shoulder, breathe. And let's release. We're going to do that again. So pull, turn the head, look down, breathe. And let's release. Can you walk your hands a bit closer to? Grip and pull. Turn. Look down. Breathe. Alrighty, let's release. And we're going to come back down onto our backs. Some more mat work. Working our core again. Okay, so down onto the back, pulling in from your core. I'd like you to crisscross your legs, coming up with your knees towards your chest, pointing your toes, and then just tapping your foot down on the ground and coming back up. Now to start with, you might want to have your feet fairly close in for first level, but then start to explore your core and take your feet just a little further away, particularly as you get just above the ground. That's where the going tends to get tougher. Over time, straightening your legs more, pointing your toes quite firmly, pressing your shoulders back and down, and see if you can milk that bit just above the ground. Oh, I tend to get the shakes there. Easy to skip through that point. So just going to do that through a couple more times, all the way up, all the way back down. Breathe, keep pressing your shoulders back, opening your collarbones. So final one, coming all the way up and back down. Alrighty, rest your legs. We're going to take the arms up over the top of the head, reaching the fingers, pointing your toes, so we're in full body stretch. Arch your back, close your eyes, breathe into your belly. Exhaling out. Breathing in for the count of 4. Breathing out for the count of 8. In for the count of 4. And out for the count of 8. Okay, from here we're going to roll over onto our front. And I'd like you to bring your right leg forwards with your left hand, so your opposite hand on the floor here. There we are, and then coming up with your back leg. So we're now straightening the back leg out. And we're just going to rock forward slightly and then rock the body weight back. So rocking forwards, rocking back. That's it. And then going into a held yoga pose, lengthening the top arm, pushing the ground away with the bottom hand. Eye gaze up towards your top hand. Breathe, allowing your hip bones to sink down a little bit, but straightening out through that back leg. And then from here, if you can allow your back knee to drop and hook your toes at the back. I'm on a nice padded floor. If you're on a wooden floor and it feels uncomfortable, by all means park something under your knee. That helps. And then more advanced level, we're going to pick this foot up here behind. And get a little wobbly at that point. So use your front big toe for balance. Heel towards your bottom. Breathe. Alrighty, let that go. Bringing your hands down. And we're going to switch legs, coming up onto the toes on your back foot as we take One foot back, bring the other one forwards, wriggle it forwards if needed. So we've now got one opposite hand on the floor, and we're going to rock forwards and back again like this. That's it. Open your chest as you do the rocking forwards and the rocking back. And then we're going to take the opposite arm, the same arm as the leg up. So you reach up, reaching your fingers, pushing the ground away with the bottom arm. Eye gaze up towards your top hand. Breathe. Alrighty, and then from here, can we drop the back knee to the ground? So unhooking the toes at the back. Can you stack your shoulders above your hips, arms wide? Let your hips sink a little bit. And again, for those of you doing more advanced, can you pick up your back foot, heel towards your bottom? Use your eyes to look at something still. Clear your mind, steady your balance. Alrighty, let's release. Okay, and then from here we're going to come up to standing. And we'll move into backwards prayer position. So it can be quite freeing over time for our wrists and our shoulders. If you can get your fingertips to point upwards with the tips touching. And as you're doing it, focus on rolling your shoulders back like that. So you're sort of opening your chest. So for some of you, I know that will feel like enough of a challenge. For those of you who are a bit more mobile there, moving your fingers up. So more of the fingers themselves are flattening. Or for level 3, we go palms together. And shoulders roll back. So whichever version you're doing, hold it there. Keep open through your chest and just pressing towards each other, breathing into it. Alrighty, let's release and shake it out. Feet wide next. And we're going to turn our toes out over here and angle our toes in over here as we move into our yoga triangle pose. Sliding the hand down the shin. Go along with this top arm. Can you bring this arm over so it stacks above the other one? Turning the eye gaze up. Deep breath. And we have some body weight in our heels. Some body weight in our little toe side of our feet. Feeling the floor with the feet. Breathe. And from here, we're going to bring this arm over by the ear. Pull the shoulder blades down away from the ears. Bending into the knee. And just wriggle the back foot away as we switch into our warrior pose. Shoulders stacked above the hip, long in the arms, eye gaze down the middle finger. Breathe deeply. Straightening the bent leg. We're going to turn our toes to point forwards now. So toes pointing in this direction, maybe even going a bit wider if you want to explore the stretch. Hands down towards the back of the calf as we let the head drop. Relax your neck, let go of your head, and take a look at the world from a different view. Breathe. Let go of your shoulders. Bringing the hands down to the ground. If it feels safe and appropriate today, nudge the feet a little bit wider if you want to explore more of the stretch. Pressing your body weight back to your heels. Breathe. And then walking your feet back in a little bit as you uncurl and come back up to standing. So over this side, we're going to turn the toes out, angle in over here, and then sliding the hand down the shin again. Lengthening through the top arm. Breathe. Eye gaze up towards your top hand. Relaxing your shoulders, bringing your top arm over. Breathe. Pushing your body weight towards your heels and into your little toe edge of your feet. Bending into the knee, wriggling the back foot further away. Stacking the shoulders, softening into the pose, gazing off down the middle finger. Breathe. Alrighty, let's release and shake a leg. We're going to come down onto our backs next. So we're nearly there. Oh, is it nearly dinner time? I'm getting hungry. Not eaten yet. Got Chinese curry cooking. Okay, so we're going to place our hands just over our belly. Can you close your eyes? And just feeling for the breath underneath your hands. Notice how you're feeling now compared to the start of the session. What's the shift in your energy like? And just take a moment to give yourself a little internal high five for showing up today, practicing, working on your muscles, your bones, your joints, your mental well-being, your headspace. Just take a moment to transport yourself into tomorrow and just thinking about how you'll transfer some of that energy into your habits of tomorrow. And letting your focus drift to the sound of the music. And then the less obvious sounds that are kind of going on in the background. Just being mindful of those background sounds as you relax down. Allow your attention to drift as you relax down more deeply. As we move into the month of April, I'd like you to take a moment just to set an intention for what you'd like to achieve this month. Perhaps it's a shift in a habit, or it's a number of miles, for those of you doing the steps challenge. Perhaps it's a change in an eating pattern. Perhaps it's just about keeping on. Just setting that monthly intention for what you'd like to work on this month. Just taking a moment to sort of mentally walk through what needs to happen in order for that to come to fruition. For a moment, I'd like you to imagine that it's happened, you've reached your goal or your target or the thing that you're trying to work on. Imagine you're celebrating that happening. Just taking a moment to own it. I'd like you to bring your attention back into the room. If you can open your eyes, we're going to roll over to our side. And if you can come up to a kneeling position. It's placing one hand here on the top of your head. And notice now I'm turning towards that arm, sliding the hand towards the back of the skull. And then applying just a gentle pressure to bring the chin down towards the armpit. And let's release and place the other hand just here on the top and then slide it down towards the back of the head and a gentle pull down, chin in, feeling the stretch. Breathe. And let's release, sliding the hands around the back of the head. So chin down, breathe. Alrighty, so I hope that's made a difference to your day. If you can, so how are we feeling?